Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Swift race day, Ottensten point race, second race from 4 races. So we are back. Last week we had really incredible race, we had really good feedback from riders that they enjoyed this race. And it was really interesting in this format. We will definitely improve it and we'll definitely use it more often next year. So for anyone wondering, I will remind how this works. So you don't get points by placement in overall ranking as much as you get for winning sprint sections and climb sections. So you have to be really strategically smart to win these races because you have to save energy for sprints and climbs. Also, a reminder that we have Latvian National Championships on end of this week in Sunday and Saturday. So it's a really big race for Latvian Zwifters. Everything will be live as always on the same platforms as always. Start time 1 o'clock in Latvian time. So we can already see we have first sprint section coming in. So it usually sets up really good watts. We can see already they're sprinting, making up big numbers for first section to win this race. We see also really big watts, 14. Oh my god, Wikströms is really well prepared for this race, and I think he's definitely one of the top riders for Latvian National Championships, because when he was cycling live, he showed really good performance and really outstanding performance in terms of sprints and climbs. So I think he's definitely one of main contestants for national championships. But also we have some wild cards, some riders who don't participate in our every week races, but they just participate in championships. And also we will have a group ride, which is a separate race, and then we have time trial, also a separate race, like time trial cycling. Also big shout out to race sponsors Ottensten Latvia, and there's no better way to tell thanks to just show a quick commercial, so we will switch to small commercial break.
Labdien, mani sauc Raimonds. Esmu Latvijā Melo kuru grupas vadītājs. Un rītdien aicinām jūs visus ierasties garā iela 2 trēliņos pie mums veikalā, kur varēsim apskatīt visus jaunumus, tā skaitā akumulātora zetu, un uzdot visus jūs īpašējušos jautājumus. Piedalīsies arī rūpnīcas pārstāvs no Šveices, Ivans Bārvis. Uz tikšanos pie mums veikalā.
So that was Ottensten, really big thanks. So tomorrow they have product test day or product review day. So if you need any more information about that, you can check out their Facebook page and see more about the tools they offer. But now we're back to race. we can see Matthias Leeson also participating. Last week he stood out with a really good results and made a pretty good race for overall standing. Also really strong competitor. And for anyone wondering, you can follow the race on zwiftpower.com. You can follow overall race results, and you can follow this single race, see where the riders are on road, how long it will be, and where is the sprint sections and primes. So for now, after first sprint section in A group, Arvils Wikströms in alley sprint reverse has made first and the best result. After him, there's Cedric Rimanchers from Belgium and Rune Joggert. So waiting for entrance in second sprint section. So see, they're pumping a lot of numbers up, and we can see they are so split up, the riders today. There wasn't a lot of riders, but the ones who were split up really fast, and only the strongest riders stay together. And already starting to pump up some numbers, 13.2 watts per kilogram, 16.8, 16.4. Jesus Christ, this looks amazing. So we have already passed the second sprint. I think there was like no doubt that Leeson and Cedric were fighting for victory in this section. So we have to continue on the next section. Yeah, the tongue is not working really well today. But overall, we have 5 sections. So we had 2 in the start, which were now, and then we have kind of spare time while we reach the third section, and also we have a climb. So it should be really interesting today. Also, if you have any questions, feel free to chat with me. It doesn't matter from which platform you are. Also, it helps if you smash that like button, subscribe and share with these live streams. Helps us to grow even bigger and make better races in the future. Already 5.5 kilometers finished in this race, and if you are talking a little bit more about this exact road, then the length is 35.1 kilometer. Lead in there is none, because you start from actual side of the race. Like I said, we have 4 sprint sections, 1 climb. Climb is 2.5 kilometers with average climb 3.6%. So not the biggest climb, but it's okay. As always, there is possibility that some riders from behind can overthrow some results in sprints. There was a little uncertainty last week that but Swift Power calculated the results a little bit differently as we expected, so we have fixed it and tuned it, so today everything should be good. So we have to check out the prime results from time to time to see the actual results and if they have changed or not. So we have also results for railway sprint. Cedric Remark in the first place, Matthias Leeson in the second, as I expected, and Martin Jurgensons in third position. So from a Baltic standpoint, we have 2 Latvian riders. Our Bill Swixnams took the first place in first sprint section, and Martin Jurgensons third position in second section. So we are closing up on third section. The climb. Also 2 ladies, Eva Uzane and Christiana Moscow, participating today in a race, and those are the girls who participated live last week. So if anyone is interested, check out YouTube to see how it went on last week live session when we were on ZZK Cycling Shop trying out live stream, how to set up live stream, and also how it would be to race in a shop, and everything went pretty well. It's a little bit better than at home if you don't have really good ventilation or you don't sit in the basement. We have first 10 results. Jurgensons were 6th position on the first sprint section. And we can see Arvils on a second. Here we can see Christiana Moscow, really good potential in the future, strong rider in women's group. She also won the race in ZZK Cup. You can see Eva Uzane, also not really far, but almost 20 seconds between those 2 girls. And here we can see also someone behind Latvian ladies on 3rd position. Since this road is really long, the races are not going extremely fast. Everyone is saving energy for climbs and sprints, so no rush sprints and tries to run away from a group. everyone's still holding together. Here we can see our Wikströms on 7th position on overall. Fallen off from a group a little bit. Fallen back to C group. Maybe there was some technical difficulties with hardware. As we remember on Sunday's race, he had some problems with Ant Plus. Also Andres Ziema, B group rider, participating on basically every race we have this year. Jan Anderson's asking us polos in C group, or it's different polos. Yeah, that's different polos. That's not the polos I think it is. Still holding first position in the women's category. So my bet is that Leeson will probably win this race. He looks pretty strong. It looks like he knows how to ride these races in technical level, how to approach them, how to approach sprints, how to use other riders for his own advantage. Because he already showed it last week that he knows how to approach these races. So 13 kilometers finished in a race. We are not in a half yet, but soon. Closing in a sprint section, approximately 17-ish kilometers should have next sprint section. Really long time between last sprint section, so all the riders will probably be ready for this. We should see pretty good numbers. And then afterwards, after a really short time, they have to prepare for a climb, because climb starts after 20 kilometers, so they will have about 5 kilometers to rest their legs and prepare for this climb. Although climb seems really small with 2.5 kilometer length, after sprint section and after 3 sprint sections what we had here, and not approx, but in total after 20 kilometers in Zwift, this climb will be harder than it should be in real life. So it will be challenging for most of the riders. But afterwards we have just downhill, and then it's flat ride till last sprint section. But I think if Leeson will take the climb or the sprint here, he has secured a victory for this race. But we will see how it works out. Maybe we'll see some surprises from Jürgenssons or some other rider who is still holding in a group. Cedric, for example, looks also really strong and threatening for results. But like I said, everything with time. Also, you can enjoy new attachments for World, how they're looking with this, adding new terrain and new view of the maps, so they look more alive. We can see that Cedric wants to secure overall first result. He could possibly do that. By statistics on Zwift Power, he looks pretty decent rider, participating in most of the well-known races in Zwift community. In the last 30 days, almost 1,000 kilometers. In total, 20,000 kilometers done in Zwift, so not a bad number. Participated in 182 races. So yeah. Hope the music is not too loud, that you can hear me talking. I know that the sound from last week when we were in the shop wasn't the best sound, so I will try to fix it on national championships so it doesn't sound like I'm not living but sitting in a barrel. So the sound quality for next week should be much better, and for a weekend. But like I said, it's laptop setup, it's not ideal for streaming, so it is what it is. So 15.5 kilometers closing into the sprint section. Half a minute. Cedric from Matthias Leeson. 45 seconds from Jürgenssons, so you can definitely see the gap between these riders in terms of strength. This is a whole another level. Definitely a strong rider. We have seen these type of riders before. I remember last year we had 2 riders from America who just destroyed the competition from the start. So time to time we see riders like this. Team Parups, B group. Also, we could say veteran of Latvian Zwift community, definitely participating in every race, on every week, every weekend. I think I haven't seen him miss any race at all, but I may be mistaken, maybe 1 or 2 races, but overall I have seen him in every race. Even when we had tough times a few years ago with some technical difficulties, like the downtime for Latvian Zwift when he had to sort out some stuff, he was still participating and also giving really good feedback for us as a competition makers in Zwift. So it's really easy to improve races in the future. Same goes for Mitchell, is also participating in every week, and I don't know what's happening with my tongue today. I can't talk. And by the way, yeah, on Wednesday, sorry, not Wednesday, but in a weekend for national championships, of course, translation will be in Latvian. It won't be in English because it's national championship, and it's only for Latvian riders. Yeah, we intended to do it for Baltic states, but Lithuania kind of went silent, full dark mode, so we don't know why and what happened. And we can see Cedric already passed the sprint section. Oh, we have Yogurt on second position, Jurgensons on third position, Leeson on fourth position. So there's still some intrigue going on for first position and second and third position in this Ottensten point race. That's really interesting. Things changes, and I think the climb will definitely make its own changes. Although things are getting more interesting because just now I noticed he doesn't have heart rate monitor, so by the rules his result is not valid, although he's in the first position on primes in Swift power. The result is not valid, so it's not counted in. And we can see B group is going on sprints. We can see Mitchell is Vanax also participating in the B section, so we will check out a little bit later how is it a B group. Good job, guys, really. You can see that the B group is also trying their best to make the best results out of it. So yeah, like I said, Lithuanian Lithuanians just ghosted this project for now, although last year they were really interested in this project, and they some cycling shops and some individuals participated in this project with big interest. So I don't know what happened there. And with Estonian Cycling Federation, we were already in conversation about making this championship as a Baltics or just with two countries. So they are also really interested in everything. With communication was really good. But what they said, they just want to see how it goes with us, because they didn't pay really close attention last year when we made the first championship. So they want to see how we will perform this year and what's the format and how it looks and how well we can sustain and maintain it. And they want to join us for next year, because although Latvian Zwift community is not so big, it's much bigger than in Estonia. So they're kind of taking example from us. So the climb, it's coming. 2.5 kilometers, pain and suffering. Let's check what's happening in Swift Power. Still waiting update for last sprint. So Leeson is still trying to maintain half a minute gap between Cedric, although Cedric is moving like a bullet train. Already past 1 minute mark gap between Jurgensons, who is now only a rider from Baltic states who is still holding in semi-first group. Wikström's dropped out pretty early in the race after first sprint section. We don't know what happened there, maybe some technical problems, maybe not. We will probably know that after the race. So while we are preparing for Latvian National Championships, there is a lot of questions. Can I use my TT bike? Can I use my MTB bike? Can I use my road bike with some attachments on it, or modifications? So basically the shortest explanation what bike you can use is like any bike you want which requires your muscle power to move the wheels. If it's not electric bike or any other way different non-standard bike, so you can use any bike. You just have to have verified trainer, you have to have all the requirements about weight, calibration, power meters, etc., what we have in rules, and you are good to go. If you don't have option to get the power meter, but you have verified trainer, there is an option to race in ZZK cycling shop, where we have headquarters for our Zwift race and for national championships. So you just have to come in a little bit earlier than the race starts. You set up your trainer, you calibrate it, we verify everything is legit, all the weight, everything is legit, and then you can race from shop, not using power meter, so your result will be validated and everything will be okay. Salisen is also going solo. They're not going on duo anymore. Cedric has definitely made some changes and adjustments. Cedric already going in this climb 5%. It looks really easy for him. We can see Leeson also already moving in. The big climb will just start in a few 100 meters for him. So also I was wondering, would you be interested in interviews after Latvian championships, like we tried to do last year, and Zoom, or is it not so needed after a race, and we can just make post-race interview on Monday or Wednesday about the race? It shouldn't be really long, maybe 5 minutes maximum, I think. So Cedric Reimacher, first position for now, climbing like a train in this hill. 48-second gap between Matthias Leeson and almost 2 minutes between Jürgensen. So we have results for third sprint section. So first place, Cedric Reimacher, Matthias Leeson on second position, and Quentin Mouliners, also rider from Belgium, in third position. So yeah, no Latvian riders or any rider from Baltic states in top 3. So it already makes this race really interesting, but it looks like Cedric has secured really stable position, and Leeson won't be able to pick up his result and overthrown him as I expected from beginning. And we can see Cedric is already moving really closely to end of this climb, so afterwards it's just downhill, so he will be able to relax and prepare to last sprint section and to show best result possible. Yeah, I noticed there is no heart rate monitor. That's why I said, like, his result is technically not valid and won't be counted in. So it makes some changes on this point race second stage results, but those results then we have to calculate manually, and I don't feel so confident I can do it just by looking on the results, unfiltered results, so we will have to wait for official results in Zwift.lv, and less than 50 meters till end of this climb under this beautiful tree, and the climb section is over. Five minutes 30.4 seconds in this climb, actually not bad result. And the climb jersey is secured. And actually for this rider, when I was checking his race history, for a lot of races he has either forgotten or didn't use heart rate monitor and was disqualified from those races, and the result wasn't valid. So it looks like it's just a thing what he does, doing it for fun. So I will let you enjoy this ride till sprint section with the nice music in background. So Anders is writing it's like Formula 1 sound lap. Yeah, exactly. The idea comes from Formula 1, where we have this enjoy the sound lap, where just they turn off all the HUD and all commentary and just pure car sound. You can see on the top right corner sprint section, the last sprint section is coming really close in. There was, in terms of speed and power, there were no contestants for Cedric today, but most probably Matthias Leeson will have technical victory. Depends how good results he shows in this climb. Yeah, Leeson on second position, technically on the first position, because Cedric doesn't have heart rate monitor. Oh, Jürgenson's third placement, so second placement technically. That's a really good score, so Jürgenson could secure second or third place on overall. That's not bad actually, that's really good. It's really interesting that if we are looking on the fastest times for the sprints, then on those two sprints, country sprint race and railway sprint race, first position by the time goes to rider from a B group, Jānis Vanags from Intervalzāts LV team. And fourth position is Lauris Pārups in a railway sprint. That's also a B group rider, so that's kind of interesting. It's really sad that I can't just easily switch between B and A group to see like a result for a specific group, but it says a lot. .9 kilometers already finished in this race, where we have approximately 35 kilometers overall race closing in on last sprint section. And also a reminder that in Zwift Power, last week we encountered that the filtering process took longer than usually. So after the race, if you switch in Zwift Power and you want to see the latest results, they may change in next 12 hours. So don't take those results as granted for now. Just wait 12 hours. Wake up the next day in the evening after work, just check them out, and then you will see actual results which are filtered, and all the adjustments and calculations are already made on the results. It looks like Martin and Jirgensons have dropped back to 4th or 5th position in overall. But yeah, with this devastating force in front, it's really hard to maintain good speed and momentum. And overall, Latvians have big road ahead to climb on the same strength level and duration level as world's best Zwifters. If we are looking on the numbers to the top riders, it looks a little bit inhuman, and then you start to think maybe they have some electric engines helping them out, or they're using electric bike, because those numbers sometimes look really crazy and unbelievable what people can do on a bikes. Because in many countries Zwift is already professional sport and you are getting paid for it to use Zwift. So like I said, a lot of big road ahead for us. Martin Jirgenson's 3 minutes behind the leader. Cedric Remarquer. $29, almost 30 kilometers. So here we have Leeson on 2nd position, so in a climb 2nd position, and here 4th position. And I think actually Leeson could technically be in a 1st position in this race. Like I said, we have to count all the results, and Jirgensons is fighting for staying in podium on top 3. With the point system, you can check it out in Zwift.lv. We have results, sorry, not the results, but rules, and you have to find the name for exact race, and you can read all the rules, point system, and etc. And also you can follow to the Facebook page, State Baltic. You can find links and information about races. We're posting there in English, so it shouldn't be any problem to find information you're looking for. And we're back. We're back on Macquarie City. I really like how they have made this transition when you go from like jungle side to this closed town, and then from this town you move into the big town, big city, with skyscrapers and all the lights and neons and everything. It looks really nice and really cool. I like how I've done this transition. Oh, Martin Jürgensson's. I bet he's sitting on his aerodynamic position on his bike right now, like really tired, and I bet he's definitely thinking, why did I choose so long race? I mean, I would think something like that, because it's not easy to hold in a group like this, although he's with A group riders. Jogert was the one who is contesting his result. Leeson is uncatchable at this point, 2-minute gap, and not talking about Cedric. Cedric is, I think he's already finishing the race. Oh, Milch. I know that I have said it hundreds and hundreds of times, but you have to be registered in Zwift Power. You have to sync your profile with Zwift in zwiftpower.com, and no, zwiftpower.com is not some kind of third-party application like it was a few years ago. Zwift bought the Zwift Power, so it's in that ecosystem, and you don't give your data to third parties, so it's really safe and free to register. You just like connect your Zwift, like you would connect your Strava and Garmin account with Zwift Power, and if you use Zwift Power, it's a little bit more legit result than it would be without Zwift Power. So with that, I wanted to say, if you are not registered in Zwift Power, your result is not validated and it doesn't count on overall grid. Almost 5 minutes between Cedric and Jürgensson's. Cedric going in this single ride. Almost half a race going solo. But this takes off the competition, the will to compete, to make a better result, because I think he will have really bad result in the last sprint section. Although he saved up a lot of power, I don't think he pushed it as hard as he would if he had anyone with him going after across the sprint line. So we will see how it affected his result. The smartest option is definitely to hold with the group, and then when group starts to sprint, you also sprint and you use drafting, so you can sprint across the sprint line really most efficient way possible. But if you have a rider like this, like Cedric, who can easily maintain these high watts and who has definitely a big experience in Zwift, then there is nothing you can do if you haven't like really prepared for such a strong cyclist. Yes, we will have more races after this one. So this is the second stage in 4-stage races. So we will have 2 more weeks with Ottensten. Then in end of this weekend, not an end of this weekend, but at this weekend, we have National Latvian Championships, which will be translated in Latvian language, and it will be National Championships. So we will we'll see who is the best group rider in Zwift and who is the best time trial rider. And yes, in time trial there is no drafting, so you're using just your strength, physical and mental strength. You can already check out the races and the tracks in Zwift.lv, and actually we are checking how Sear is going on the finish line, so congratulations, although sadly you don't have heart rate monitor, so your result is not valid. And then we switch to the next contestant, Leeson, who is probably one of the main contesters in not contesters, podium winners in this stage, and we rose before. So yeah, we have national championships on this weekend, and afterwards we have some few other races, some few group rides, so maybe 1-2 race on the 8th of March. As already 3 years, there will be Latvian Cycling Girl Women's Day ride, which concludes Zwift season in Latvia. And now we can appreciate how Leeson is finishing in 2nd overall position, and I would say 1st or 2nd place in today's stage for points. And now we're switching to Milch Jurgensons. So yeah, Women's Day ride will be the last race. Only thing what's different this year that we are not still really certain what we will do in the summertime, because we see a lot of riders from different countries already are participating in our races regularly every week. So to maintain and sustain this kind of riders in our community and to attract them for next season, not only to get like new and more riders, but just to make overall level of the race a little bit higher for Baltic riders. So it would be really important to keep them in our circle. So we are thinking about maybe making races also in the summer, not with live streams like we're doing in the winter, but just make interesting races with results, with posts in the website and in Facebook, so it's alive also in the summer season in Latvia. But for some other riders, maybe there's no summer season, it's just Zwift season the whole year. So yeah, we are still thinking what to do about it. Since this year I have a lot of help from Martin Jurgensons and Will Swikströms, so it's much easier to sustain. And also big shout out to Martin Jurgensons, by the way, because this last 2 months he has taken a lot of job off my hands and thought about these races. He had done a lot of things to make the races better. And we can see A group is going on a finish line. Good job. Really nice finish going on the last sprints. So Matthias Leeson, thanks for the race. Hard to do something against a pro rider. Yeah, but Matthias, there is a good news. He didn't have heart rate monitor on, so technically his result is not valid. So probably you are fighting for a 1st or 2nd race. And yeah, so you never know if you participate in all races. There is no problem to ship the prizes to any country of the world. So I would suggest to you to participate in the next race too, because there is few things what you have to do. You have to be registered in Zwift Power, you have to have a heart rate monitor, and if we are asking for dual recording, just make a dual recording and you pass all these things, so you're valid and fighting for prizes. So Jan Sanderson's Martin maybe on April 1st, first half. we would still want some races in Zwift locally in Latvia. See you in Saturday. Matthias, I'm not a sprinter as my brothers, so I have to make it hard from distance. Yeah, we know you're long, like a train long. You go steady, not like super fast, but you go steady on a fast pace. And we are now watching how already B group riders are finishing and going on a last section. And yes, the sprint for finish line also counts in the points. We are still figuring out how Zwift Power calculates it, but we know it does. So, like I said, this is new format for us, and we have to figure this out. But going back to Matthias, so ask your brothers to join these races, because definitely you are putting this overall level for performance and the strength higher than it's for Latvian riders. So we really see where we have to grow up in terms of performance and speed. So it's really interesting, and I'm really happy to see you almost every week. It doesn't matter if it's just a warm-up race or a race for fun, but it's nice to see you on our races. It feels like familiar riders are joining back, and especially that you join for a live stream and put a comment in it. It's really awesome. Thank you. So we can see two riders from intervals.lv, Jānis Vanaks and Jānis Mičolis. I really like that they're riding in a B group, same uniforms, really team riders. I don't know if they are using any tactics and talking in Discord in a group rides, but I'm definitely confident that they will participate in national championships. And Jānis Vanaks actually is a wild card of national championships, because I know he can do A group rides. He's just saying he can't, but when he has to push out the power and the watts, he can definitely do it. So I'm hoping to see him in national championships this year. Also a small thing to know. So this year we won't have esports championship shirts, but Latvian Cycling Federation said if you're a national champion, you have to have national champion shirt. So there won't be custom design national championship shirt. So yeah, there will be casual shirt. That's a shame, because I really liked last year's champion shirt. Looked really technical. So yeah, we can see already C group riders finishing the race. Like I said, it's better to take all the results after 12 hours, and you can see all the results in Zwift.lv website. This was actually an interesting race, although we had really devastating front rider. Like I said, no heart rate monitor, so results will change. We will calculate them. I hope you had a good time. I hope the quality of the stream was really good, because I'm really working on that. That's my work field for now, and I'm trying to push it to the maximum. And I hope to see you on weekend in national championships, also in Latvian language, like I said. And rest of you who are not interested in Latvian national championships, see you on next week on a third stage for Ottensten point race. And again, big thanks to Ottensten for sponsoring this. So I will probably not wait for ladies to finish. I think there could be some fights between Maskava and Ujane, but I will be able to see it only after the race. So yeah, big thanks for everyone participating and chatting with me, and thank you for watching, thank you for likes, thank you for shares, and see you next week. Bye bye.